Welcome to social science class. Okay, good morning children. In the last class we have learned about civics lesson 1, how the state government works. Okay, this state government is divided into 3: executive section or executive organs, legislature organ and judiciary organs. There are 3 organs in the state government. Okay, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. So in the last class I said the legislature, it consists of 2 houses, that is the legislative council and the legislative assembly. The legislative council is otherwise known as the upper house. The legislative assembly is otherwise called as the lower houses. Okay, so I taught about this legislative council, isn't it? Only in India, only 6 states we have that legislative council and legislative assembly, both houses. The both houses of the legislatures are only in 6 states in India. Okay, so this is the legislative council members are directed indirectly. The legislative council members are elected indirectly. Okay, so it is must not be less than 40 members or more than 1/3 of the legislative assembly members. Okay, so like that I told that this is a permanent house. 1/3 of the members are every year, 2 years they are retired. Then for that they appointed others. Okay, it is not elected by indirectly. So this much I taught, isn't it? So today we are going to learn about legislative assembly. Okay, we are going to learn about legislative assembly. Those who are called the members of legislative assembly, MLA. Shortly we called it MLA. These MLAs are the members of the legislative assembly. Okay, so now we are going to learn about legislative assembly. So the members of the legislative assembly, that is MLA, we called it, but the members of the legislative council called MLC. Okay, members of the legislative council. Here we called it MLA, members of the legislative assembly. The members of this legislative assembly are selected or elected directly by the people. The MLAs are directly elected by the people. For the election of MLA, the state, isn't it? The state is divided into different constituencies. Constituencies meaning areas. So for the convenience of the election, what they would for the MLA election, the state is divided into different constituencies or different areas. Okay, one area or one constituency can have 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh people. Okay, that is it may have 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh people. That area is divided at one constituency or one area. So that one MLA is chosen from this each area. Each area they have choose or select one MLAs to the members of the legislative assembly. Okay, so can you say any 3 constituencies in our district? Don't know. Yes, Killiyur, Kulachal, Padmanabhapuram. Killiyur one constituency, Kulachal one constituency, Padmanabhapuram. Like that they divided in Kanyakumari districts. Each area we have the right to select one MLA. Okay, so this qualification of the MLA. He must be a citizen of India for all the posts, isn't it? He must be a citizen of India. He should completed 25 years of age. He should have completed 25 years of the age. That I told you this governor, he must have completed 35 years. Then the members of this legislative council 30 years. That members of the legislative assembly, they have completed 25 years of age. He cannot be a member of the legislative assembly or either both the houses of the parliament. Already this is same only for others also. Okay, so that here only age is different. For the MLA, he should have completed 25 years of age. Say one person can stand 1 or 2 areas in the same time. Okay, that much I thought I taught on that day. Okay. So here that according to the constitution, a legislative assembly cannot have more than 500 members. Legislative assembly cannot have more than 500 members or less than 60 members. Okay. Here more less than 40 members, more than 1/3 of the legislative assembly members. But here this legislative assembly, they have more, cannot have more than 500 members or less than 60 members. Okay. Then the members, the MLAs are elected for a term of 5 years. The MLAs are elected for a term of 5 years. Okay. In Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly, we have 234 members, that is 234 MLAs. Okay, in our Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly, it consists of that 234 legislative constituencies are the members of MLAs. Okay. The governor can nominate one member from the Anglo-Indian community in the Legislative Assembly. So totally 235 members. Already we studied about the power and functions of the governor. That time also I told about this, the power of the governor. He has the power to appoint or to nominate and one member to the Legislative Assembly from the Anglo-Indian community. Okay. So here also that same point only coming here. So that so total number of the members of the Legislative Assembly in Tamil Nadu is 235 members. Okay. So the work of the how the Legislative Assembly works or what are the power it has. Okay. The Legislative Assembly meets 2 or 3 times in a year. 1 year they meet only 2 or 3 times. What is the main duty of the Legislative Assembly? First I told, isn't it? The main duty of the Legislative Assembly is what they have to make laws for the state. They have the main duty, main function of this Legislative Assembly is to make laws for the state. Make laws for the state. They have the right to change some old laws also. Okay. The Legislative Assembly has control over the Legislative Council. I told you Legislative Council has only 6 states. Okay. So that state, the Legislative Assembly has the right to control the Legislative Council also. Okay. A money bill. Already I told you money bill can be introduced only in the Legislative Assembly. Money, but they want to get the permission of the governor, isn't it? So the money bill can be introduced only in the Legislative Assembly. Then a government cannot impose or withdraw any tax without the approval of the Legislative Assembly. Our government, isn't it? Government. I told you what is government, isn't it? So the government cannot impose or withdraw any tax without the approval of the Legislative Assembly. So related to the money, all the power is to the Legislative Assembly only. Okay. The members of the Legislative Assembly can take part in the election of the Presidents of India and the Rajya Sabha, the MLAs. Okay. The members of the Legislative Assembly, they have the right to take part in the election of the President, the executive, isn't it? The President and the Rajya Sabha members. Okay, already I told you that is central government. They are only that central government legislature, they have parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, upper house and the lower house. Okay, so the members of the Rajya Sabha, they are elected by the MLAs of the state. So the MLAs have the right to take part in the election of the President of India and the members of the Rajya Sabha. Okay. that Rajya Sabha means that upper house of the parliament. Okay, so don't think that state legislature. Okay, this is a state legislature. Already first day I explained that. Okay, that much only about the legislative assembly. Okay, now we are going to learn about judiciary. Okay, the Constitution of India, it gave the right to, we have that each state has one high court. Okay, it provides for a high court to each state, but there may be one high court for 2 or 3 small state. If that is small state means 2 states together they have one high court, or union. Okay, territories also, some union territories also have that 2 union territories have only one high court, but mostly all the state has one high court. Okay, the high court is the highest court in the state level. I told you the Supreme Court is the highest or Supreme Court in India level, that is central government. But we are going to learn state government, which is the high court is the Supreme Court in the state level. For the state, high court is the highest court in the state level. Every high court has a chief justice. Every high court has a chief justice and a number of judges also. One chief justice and a number of judges. The number of judges varies from state to state. Okay, that a number of the judges of a high court is varies or different from state to state. So this who appointed this chief justice and the judges. The judges, they are appointed by the president of India. The high court judges are appointed by the president of India, but the district court judges, you know, high court next each district has a court. Okay, so the district court judges are appointed by the governor. That high court judges are appointed by the president of India. The district court judges are appointed by the governor of that state. Okay, then qualification of a judge. If you want to become a judge of high court, what are the qualifications we need? He must be a citizen of India. Okay, he must have at least 10 years of experience as an advocate in 1 or 2 high court. Maybe 1 high court or 2 high court, but they have the experience for how many years? 10 years of experience as an advocate in 1 or 2 high court. So that the age of retirement of the high court judges of the high court is 62. The retirement age of the high court judges is 62. Okay, then power and functions of the judiciary, that means power and functions of the high court. What are the high court is the highest court in state level. Okay, so this high court, what are the powers it has? Okay, the high court controls all the subordinate courts in the state. Subordinate court means a district court, municipalities court. If we take our district Kanyakumari, okay, we have how many court? We have Nagarkoil, then Takkalai, that is Patnapuram. Okay, one court is there. Then Kulitharai, Eranial court is there. So these are the district courts. So municipalities court. So this is a district court and a municipalities court. These are the subordinate court. Okay, sub court. So who has the power to control all the subordinate court? The high court. The high court has the power of all the subordinate court. It controls all the subordinate court. Okay, like the Supreme Court, this high court also act as a court of record. The high court act as a court of record. You know what is the meaning of record? All the decisions issued by the high court, what are the decisions issued by the high court are printed and are kept as a record. All the decisions of the high court are printed and they kept as a record. So this court act as a court of record also. Which court? The high court. Okay. Then the High Court has been empowered. It has the power to issue writs. WRITS. Writs of habeas corpus. Writs of habeas corpus. Writs meanings order. WRITS. Writs means order. The High Court has the right to order for what? Habeas corpus. What is the meaning of habeas corpus? It has given the order directing that a person produced before the judge of the court. You know that some criminals also, okay, when the police they arrested, after that they want to produce that criminals in front of the judge in the court, isn't it? That only, that it High Court has the right to writs. Writs means give order for what? That habeas corpus. That means producing the persons, okay, before the judge in the court. Then mandamus. Mandamus meanings it is an government officer. Okay, they are commanding the performance of the certain duties. The government staff, they have offices, isn't it? They have the performance of their duties. For that also the High Court have the right to order. Okay, writs, W-R, it means order. That then prohibitions, they have the right to restrict prohibition, that to prevent or stop some orders, some point, everything. Okay. Then certiorari. Certiorari meanings that High Court, it have the order. It have order from a High Court to the lower court, calling of all the record of related to the cases. If they have related it, if that person it is not satisfied with the order or judgment of the lower court, he has sub court, he has the right to go to the High Court. So the High Court ordered to the subordinate court to produce all the records of the cases. Okay, that is called certiorari. Okay, then quo warranto. Quo warranto meanings under that which one exercise his power, in what rights you exercise this power, like that the High Court has some rights also. Okay, so some supreme power also this High Court have. Okay, this much only about the judiciary. So we completed civics lesson 1. Okay, we will study the next lesson, the next class. Okay, study well. Thank you.